Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? You're working hard, you're saving, you're learning, but for some reason, financial success just feels out of reach. Well, today we're cracking open T. Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And this book argues that the missing link isn't in what you're doing, but in what you're thinking. It's all about the inner game.
So let's start with the big one, the question that's probably on everyone's mind. Why is it that some people just seem to attract wealth, while so many others are stuck in a constant struggle? Now, according to Eker, the answer has absolutely nothing to do with your education, your IQ, or even how hard you work. It's something way, way deeper.
And you know, the author, T. Harv Eker, he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. In fact, he puts it perfectly. He says he had Loch Ness Monster disease. He'd heard all about this thing called profit, but he'd never actually seen any of it himself. He hustled through his 20s, starting business after business, and just kept failing. That's what makes his story so powerful. He's been there.
So what happened? What was the big turning point that took him from broke to millionaire? Well, for Eker, everything changed with one single, life-altering conversation. This was the moment that flipped the switch.
Okay, I want you to picture this. Eker is at his absolute lowest. He's had to move back in with his parents for the third time. He's broke. He's sleeping in their basement, literally just watching paint peel off the walls. And it's right there, at rock bottom, that a very, very rich friend of his father sits him down to share a little advice.
Now, the advice he got wasn't some hot stock tip or a fancy business strategy. It was just one simple idea. The friend said, "Harv, if you're not doing as well as you'd like, all that means is there's something you don't know." Just think about that for a second. It's not that you're broken or not good enough, it just means there's a knowledge gap. And for Eker, that one sentence changed everything. So, what was the big secret he didn't know? Well, here it is, the core idea of the entire book. Rich people simply think differently than poor and middle-class people. It's not a small difference, it's a completely different way of seeing the world. And that way of thinking dictates their actions, which, you guessed it, creates their results.
And Eker gives this internal programming a name. He calls it your financial blueprint. You can think of it like this hidden script that's been running your entire financial life in the background, probably without you ever even realizing it was there.
So what is this money blueprint exactly? It's basically your default setting when it comes to money. It's a whole collection of beliefs and feelings that got programmed into your subconscious, mostly when you were a kid, by things you heard, saw, and experienced.
Eker has a fantastic analogy for this. He calls it your financial thermostat. See, just like the thermostat in your house is set to a specific temperature, your financial thermostat is set for a certain amount of wealth. If yours is set for, say, $50,000 a year, you will unconsciously find ways to get back to that level, even if an opportunity for $1 million lands in your lap. Some people's are even set for below zero.
And when you grasp this idea, so many things suddenly make sense. It's why 70% of lottery winners end up broke again. Their internal thermostat just wasn't built to handle millions. But it's also why self-made millionaires who lose it all often make it all back, and pretty quickly too. They might have lost the money, but they never lost the most important part, their millionaire mind.
To make this even easier to understand, Eker uses a central metaphor that really sticks with you. It's a simple but powerful concept he calls roots create fruits.
And the wealth principle behind it is so simple, but it is profound. Think of a tree. The fruits are your results in life, your money, your health, your relationships. If you don't like the fruits you're getting, you can't just stare at them and wish they were different. It's pointless. No, if you want to change the fruits, you first have to change the roots. So let's break that down. The invisible, that's your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs about money. Those are the roots deep under the ground where no one can see them. And those invisible roots are what create the visible, your outer world, your actual financial results. Those are the fruits. What's under the ground always creates what's above the ground.
Or, hey, here's another great way to look at it. Think of your financial life as a computer printout. If you see a typo on the piece of paper, what do? You don't grab an eraser and try to fix it on the page, right? That's ridiculous. You have to go back to the original program, your money blueprint, and fix the error there. Only then will the printout change for good. So I really want this to sink in. A lack of money is never, ever, ever the real problem. It's just a symptom. It's an effect. It's a sign that something is off with your roots, with that inner programming. The real work isn't out there chasing money. The real work is always internal. Okay, so the theory sounds amazing, right?
But the big question is, did it actually work for Ecker? And, maybe more importantly, how can we start using this stuff? It's time to go from theory to action.
So, after this big realization, Ecker decided to put it to the ultimate test. He scraped together $2,000 on a credit card and opened a fitness store. But this time, he consciously modeled the way rich people think and act. The result? In just 2.5 years, he had 10 stores and sold half the company for $1.6 million. I mean, you can't really argue with those results.
So, how do we start rewriting our own blueprints? Well, the book gives us a very specific and powerful tool designed to do just that. It's called a declaration.
Now, what's a declaration? It is not the same as an affirmation. See, an affirmation like, I'm rich, when you're flat broke, can actually backfire because your brain just goes, yeah, right, no, you're not. It feels like a lie. But a declaration is totally different. It's a formal statement of your intention to do or be something. So when you declare, I have a millionaire mind, it feels true and powerful because you're stating your official intention to create that reality.
And Ecker suggests you make it a physical practice. You literally place your hand over your heart, you say your declaration out loud, and then you touch your head with your index finger. The whole idea is to use your body to create a powerful, energetic vibration that anchors this new belief deep into your cells, connecting your mind and your body.
And that brings us right back to the final, most crucial question. The whole point of this is to get you to ask yourself honestly, what is my money blueprint currently set for? Is it set for just getting by, for a comfortable 6 figures, or is it set for true wealth? Because understanding where your thermostat is set right now, that is the absolute first step to changing your financial life forever.